Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, the Veteranos Corner. Your mama asked me to give you a call, send a holler to you. Here I am. I'm your uncle, Mr. Totem. Well, I got to thinking again. I need to make a few videos just talking to you and me. Some things that are really important to us, some things that make us what we are, and some things that maybe is left unsaid but maybe needs to get said. Well, from my standpoint, that is, what exactly is the motivation of using this medium that we use? Graffiti. Why do we use the spray can? Why do we care about style writing? And why do we care about the particulars of mediums in general, the stuff that we use? You know, I find it very important to sit there and process for yourself on why you use the things you use. Use can as opposed to a brush, as opposed to, sculpture. Why the can? Well, for me, it started out in a real different way. I didn't find the can because, I heard that you could paint beautiful murals with it. No, not at all. I found the can in a very evil way, I would say. In many respects, I got into graffiti because I was a broken young man, trying to find myself, trying to express myself, trying to get my point across that I exist, here I am. My father wasn't around. My mother was working so much she rarely ever saw or knew what I was doing. So I found myself lumped in with a group of people, and at an early age, striking up the hood around the neighborhood and stuff like that was the thing to do. Had nothing to do with hip-hop, had nothing to do with anything positive of any reason. It was just aggression. It was just rebellion. It was just wrong. But the wrongness of it helped me find who I was and find other mediums that helped me express my deepest feelings and parse where I was as a human being. I owe that to graffiti. Graffiti writing helped me discover skateboarding. I was writing graffiti before I was into skateboarding, but I didn't know it as graffiti like as we know it as hip-hop graffiti or style writing or anything like that. None of that was clear. I was about 10 years old, 11 years old. And at 10 or 11 years old, you don't know anything really. You kind of just follow where the wind may blow you. And through that, I discovered skateboarding. I learned that skateboarding was very similar to graffiti. You go to a place that doesn't belong to you. You scope it out and see if the people there are willing to let you do what you're gonna do. Grind on their ledges, slide on their handrails, wall ride on their walls. It's a form of graffiti in a way. And very much a form of self-expression in a similar way that you use your whole body to make the art, the beauty of it, how beautiful it looks. When you write graffiti, when you make a line, or when you slide on a skateboard, a grind, where you point your same thing. I love that. I love that. I think that's the beauty of what graffiti, the road it sent me down. It helped me discover other mediums that they in themselves pretty much helped me define my life. Is it doing the same for you? I hope so, whatever you're finding. For me, when I skateboarded all them years, this is the 90s, I really enjoyed going from different spot to spot to spot. What do they got there? Well, they got ledges. They got a little embankment, or they got a force there, or a gap, a grass gap. It's just like writing. We would go to spots and go, ooh, that's a nice spot. We'll come back in the night. I could do a block letter here. I could grill this whole wall with tags there. Like, that's beautiful. That's the free form expression of where you're at. If you get the ability to do those things, you should really take account of how fortunate you are. And that's what it did. It helped me branch out to other things. Eventually, the same ability to move my body like that, I started to really love b-boying again, breakdancing for the layperson. And that's something I started breaking in '86, and it was really like it's almost like it was a fad then, so it wasn't that important to me. But when I revisited it in the '90s, I said, oh, there's a whole art form to it, a whole self-expression to it. There's little pieces and little things that are very important in breaking that are very similar in graph, is very similar in skateboarding. Did you find that in yours? Did graffiti lead you to other aspects? I don't care if it's BMX riding, or I don't care if it's tap dancing. I mean, did you find that there's so many parallels? I did. I think, if anything, I'm trying to convey to you that if you look for those parallels, those things that are just adjacent to it, you'll find that's really the greatness is in what you could discover using the medium to express yourself. All of these things eventually led me to building cars, as wild as that is. Cars are not the most cheapest thing that you could spend money on. And all the things that are involved in graffiti, breaking, skating, that's like something that's born of the ghetto. You know, it's something free you can do in the park. But it led me with the same tools to find that inside myself, I have a talent for building things too. I never knew that I could. My father never taught me those things, yet he himself is a incredible mathematician, and also understands. He was an engineer from Iran. And I don't know any of those things about myself. He never told me those things. I discovered it through my DNA, and I discovered it through the mediums that I love so much and chose to use. It meant a lot. It meant a lot. So when I started building cars, I learned they became like rolling sculptures. Even sculpture, the idea of it, where it becomes three-dimensional. I learned that through graph. And you know why? The 3D graffiti, it seemed like the regular 2D was not enough of an expression of what I felt in my heart, that the 3D was the final frontier for me of where I could get it right, how I felt, what I saw in my mind as far as what these letters look like to me. And I think I did well with it. That was my give back to the art form of graph, to the medium. The medium saved me, and my give back was to show the world that this is what's possible with the can. There are many people out there now who use graffiti as a tool, as a medium for whatever they want to do, whatever they want to express. I still believe in the art form. I still believe in the rules. I believe in the sacred math. And I give back by giving the totems way. And I wanted to talk a little bit about why it saved me and helped me discover that the tool itself, the medium that you choose, can save you. As long as you don't give up, as long as you search for the brightness in the smallest of sparks, I hope you're paying attention. And if you are, it's going to take you down a road. Sometimes you just got to let it. Sometimes you just got to let it go and see where the medium and the self-expression takes you. The opportunity, accept it, let it wash over you, and you'll grow. Because before you know it, you'll get older than you realize. And, truly, you can look back and be happy you used those things to express the deep feelings down inside. And I hope you can take some of this, and hopefully it'll make your work better. If not, I'm going to tell your mama I talked to you. And maybe you'll listen, maybe you won't. She always said you were hard-headed. Mr. Totem out.